All right, hello. This is going to be a bit of a transit news update. Well, because something happened that is something that nice bus riders need to be concerned about. And News 12. Well, I'm going to rant again on News 12 because the News 12 no longer covers local news. There is absolutely barely any local news coverage anymore. They're always talking about these political stories, these national news stories, these world news stories. They're gearing to this white finance professional demographic. They are not reporting on the crime. They're barely reporting on it. Altice has laid off most of the staff at News 12, and what you're left with is an operation that is literally not even worth watching anymore. So I don't even think I'm going to watch News 12 anymore, and I'm on the outside. I'll ask them. I have Fios at home, so I don't get it. And I'm not missing much apparently, because News 12, all they're covering those any national news stories. They literally spend. I keep track of how much time they spend. 80% of the stuff that they cover is not Long Island local news. All right, 80% of it. So we're going to talk about something that they spend 15 seconds on, literally 15-second story on this, and this is something that happened earlier this month, and it happened at the Hempstead Transit Center. So the Hempstead Transit Center, as you know, is not a very nice place to wait for a bus, and it is dangerous. And I cannot say it enough. There's no security there, and what happened was that this happened not that late at night. It happened 9:30 at night. Three people were attacked, seriously attacked, here at the Hempstead Transit Center. So I'm going to read through the article, and then I'll come back and I'll show you just how bad this area is. All right, so I want to read you this article from Newsday regarding this attack that happened at the Nice Bus Hempstead Transit Center. So this News 12 literally spent 5 seconds on this, which is ridiculous. So Nassau County Police are asking help to identify and locate two men wanted in the assault of three people in Hempstead earlier this month, leaving one person unconscious and another with a serious stab wound. The alleged assailants attacked the three victims at about 9:30 p.m. on April 7th at the Rosa Parks Transit Center at 68 West Columbia Street, police said in a news release on Tuesday. Police did not have any further information on the victim's condition. Photos were released by police. You can see the men right here show the two men who wore hooded sweatshirts on the night of the attack. One of them had on red shoes and a black jacket. Police asked anyone who know the men or have information about the case to make an anonymous call to Crime Stoppers at 1-800-244-8477. Once again, that number is 1-800-244-8477. So it's not surprising that this happened, because this is a very dangerous area. There's no security. Look at the gates. It's almost like a jail. This is one of the worst. Look at all the people just hanging around, milling around here, up to no good. And I'm not surprised this happened. It's not a safe place. It's not, and this happened inside. I think it actually happened inside the terminal. News 12 could have sent a reporter down, but no, because it doesn't affect the people in their little, the finance professionals in their little enclaves that never have to deal with this. They don't care. They don't care about nice bus riders. They don't talk about the breakdowns and all the problems that keep happening. They don't talk about that. You got a taxi right outside. They got the taxis. This place is a disaster. I can't recommend it enough. Just avoid transferring buses here. And I don't even like riding the bus through here. It's so unsafe here. But News 12, they won't send the reporter here. Well, probably because they are scared to come. Being a reporter, part of being a reporter is to go into all neighborhoods. But News 12, they don't want to show what poor people have to deal with. They don't want to show what poor people have to deal with. All they care about is their white finance professional friends on the South Shore. That's all they care about.
Now anybody can park here from wherever, and they're coming from all over the place.
I know people who come from Westbury, East Meadow, Hicksville.
That's all they care about. That's all they care about. They didn't cover something else that happened in Huntington Station, which I'm going to show you too. I'm not going to read that article to you, but there's something else that happened. I think they spent it past. They basically they spend very little time on these crime stories. They just read through them so fast, blink of an eye and you miss it. Meanwhile, they're spending 5-10 minutes talking about Trump, 5 or 10 minutes talking about these national news stories, these political news stories that have no effect on. This is what people have to deal with who ride the bus, but they won't report on it. They won't report on the fact there's no security there. Ever since MTA left, there's hardly any security. All right, it's too dangerous to change buses here now. All right, but they don't care because it only affects working class and poor people, so they don't care.
Thank you. I had to wait a certain amount of time. I had to wait.
You had to wait a year.
Class graduated, then I can put that's why.
Doesn't affect the snobs, so they don't care. So the other area where this other incident happened, and I also have to remind people when you're using the Huntington train station. Now, Huntington Village is very nice, but unfortunately the train station is over here, and it's not in a very nice area. And there's a road called Depot Road that goes right by, I think this is it? Where is it? Depot Road. I know there's a Depot Road around. Yeah, right around here, close to the train station. This is not a good area. So you want to avoid that. Somebody was stabbed by a couple of men on bikes. Again, a lot of gang activity, a lot of criminal activity in this area. I can't say it enough. Illegals. Basically, you have all the dregs of society that are in this area here. This is not an area you want to be in at all whatsoever. So again, you got to avoid it. The news won't tell you about it because the news only cares about what affects the people on the South Shore, and they won't show you what poor people have to deal with. They won't talk about the illegals. They won't talk about the gangs. They won't talk about any of this because it doesn't affect them. We have a serious crime epidemic going on, and particularly in a lot of areas on Long Island, we are dealing with the vagrancy, but in the city too. At least New York City stations will cover New York City news, but you have to remember they have to cover New York City news, they have to cover Long Island, they have to cover Connecticut, Westchester, New Jersey. Long Island needs to have its own news station, and we have all these terrible things going on in the city. People getting attacked, the subway workers getting attacked because there are people out there that are up to no good. They look like they're up to no good. Their hands are in their pockets. They're behaving. They're swagger walking. They're behaving suspiciously. They're hanging around. They're drunk. They're intoxicated. They're on drugs. And the police aren't allowed to do their job. And this is what's going on here in Nassau County. This is what's going on in New York City. Because you have people like Laura Curran. Laura Curran, she won't let the police do their job. Ever since she got into office, the vagrancy has gotten so much worse in this county. All right? She's only looking out for her own kind. And you have Bill de Blasio, who's pretty much let all the vermin out onto the streets. He doesn't want to have the police arrest people. Instead of having a proactive police department, we have a reactive police department. That's what we're getting here. All right? And at least New York City has a news media that's talking about it. But for Long Island, our news media only cares about a certain demographic on the South Shore. News 12, they're doing Altice. They want to be the next CNN. They want to gear to the stockbrokers, the bankers, the finance professionals, and completely forget about the rest of us. And that's a shame. I'm not going to be quiet about it. It's all designed, it's all part of the program that the snobs want to do to force us out and all that stuff. We're not going anywhere, and I'm ready to fight. All right, News 12 needs to either be handed back to the Dolans or handed to another company because Altice is not serving the public interest, and the FCC needs to step in and strip Altice's ownership of News 12 as soon as possible. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video.